Hi, I'm Dorinda. Welcome to my channel, PrimordialDor Tarot. I'm here to do a Taurus reading today for November the 13th to 16th, 2025. I'm using the Thoth Tarot deck, and I'm going to do 15 cards with the animal card at the end. At this time, I'd appreciate it if you could hit the like and subscribe. Costs you nothing to subscribe, and it helps me build this channel, and I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to cut the deck. All right. Calling upon the universe. Can I have some messages, please, for Taurus? What does Taurus need to hear today? All right, there we go, Taurus. Okay. All right, Taurus. Bottom of the deck's the overall. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups, Taurus. All right, so you're thinking about love. This is about love. This beautiful knight's floating in on this white horse. He's bringing that cup of love. So it's about emotions and feelings. And maybe you have love in your life, maybe you don't. If you don't, you're looking for some. If you have it, maybe you want to make it better. So he's floating in. He's the perfect kind of love. He's carrying that gift. You see all this water, he's going with the flow. No resistance, no expectations. He's just riding in, happy. He's a sweet, innocent guy. He's not out to hurt anybody. He's just bringing that cup of love, Taurus. All right, Taurus. Wow, you got some good cards here. Present situation, middle card, you've got the Magus, otherwise known as the Magician. All right, so that's you. That's you in this reading. You're creating your new reality by your vibration. You're sending out those signals. You're pulling those ropes and pulleys. You're creating. He's intelligent, witty, smart, talented, creative, this magician. All right, he's the master of vibration himself. All right, so Taurus, you are using his energy to call in some love in your life or create anything you want. All right, you have the abilities. Card to the left is Sun in Capricorn, for power. All right, so that's the castle and the moat and the cultivated fields. And maybe you're starting to get a little power in your life now, Taurus. You know, taking a hold of things. And that means working from a place of stability, which is a nice place to work from, right? Getting some stability and power in your life. All right, Taurus, card to the right is the Ace of Wands. All right, this is a new beginning. This is something that's got you fired up, lit up. You're all excited about it. Like I said, it could be love. It could be the spark. This is the spark of a new idea, a new creative endeavor of some kind. And it could be love. All right. And you're creating it all. You are creating it all. You are the magician. All right, Taurus, this is awesome. Beautiful cards. All right, Taurus, steps towards the future, middle card. We have the Chariot, major arcana. All right, so the red wheels of intention have been set. You've made a decision. You're coming off a win, and you're focused. This is focus and determination and concentration. And you are focused on where you're going. You're going off to your new conquest, and you're going into it with the winning mindset. You already know you're winning the next thing. The armor's on, the visor's down. You're not talking to anybody. You do not want to be pulled off course. All right, Taurus, this is fantastic. Beautiful energy. Card to the left, we have Venus in Cancer, Two of Cups, love. All right. Well, this is, the cups are lined up, the water's flowing. This is finding your perfect partner, your perfect mate. All right. I think this has got some beautiful love in here, Taurus. Look at that. The Two of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and this is the spark, that Ace of Wands that fires you up. Some love coming into your life, Taurus, something beautiful. And you are doing it yourself. You're creating it. You're calling it in by your vibration. That's what you're doing, Taurus. This is awesome. All right, Taurus. Put these back. All right, the third card in steps towards the future, Taurus. We have Saturn in Libra. 3 of Swords. Okay, so this is betrayal and heartache and getting your heart broken in love, you know, or just people betraying you. It doesn't have to have anything to do with love. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with love. So maybe you're thinking about this. This is how it was in the past. There's been some betrayal, all right? And you're thinking about it. But really, this taught you, right? This is contrast. This is the not so good end of it, okay? But it's lessons. It teaches you, right? So you're heading off to a beautiful love here. But you're probably thinking about the times that it did not work out, all right, Taurus? But that's lessons. You know, you got to go through this to then get to this. It's lessons in life. So it taught you well. It taught you well, Taurus, okay? So you just learn your lessons and move on. There's been some not so good people around in your life. And it's time to cut them loose. Cut the thread, right? All right, what's helping and hindering you? Middle card. We have the 7 of Cups. All right. So this is a whole lot of choices. And, you know, some may be good, some may be good. And you might have a lot of illusions, like you don't really see clearly. You're not seeing clearly about some things, some people. And the Thoth deck, this deck, it's called debauchery, meaning that there could be some people around you that have not been honest and upright with you, right? These ones that you were just thinking about. You got some beautiful love coming in here, but this has all been in the past. There's been some dishonesty and some backstabbing and people not being honest with you up front. So, you know, you got to learn your lessons from this so that next time you'll see the red flags, right? It's lessons. Lessons to be learned, Taurus. All right, card to the left, we have Mars and Gemini, 9 of Swords. You know, this is anxiousness and it's keeping you up at night, you know, those people. And you know, in this deck, it's called cruelty, right? You know, so these swords are their words. These folks is words, all right? More swords, that harmful, that betrayal, backstabbing, and, you know, the debauchery. This is what's been. But you're moving out of that. You've got this beautiful love you've called in. This is the past. This has taught you, Taurus, right? You'll never forget, right? And then you'll see the red flags, and you stay away from these kind of people. Psychotic people, you know. Maybe they seem fun at first, but really they're psychotic, and they cannot be trusted. So you're learning that lesson. You've learned it now. You're done with it. All right, Taurus, the final card in this section is Major Arcana. We have the Art card, otherwise known as Alchemy. All right, so here you are. You're creating your new situation. You're actively doing it yourself. This is turning water into wine, lead into gold, changing the whole situation around by yourself. You're being the alchemist. You're wearing that green cloak. You're doing it. You're the magician. You're doing it. You're sending out those vibrations, and you're changing that shit up. That shit. 3 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, 7 of Cups. You're actively redirecting your life away from that crap. All right, and you're doing a good job. You're the magician. You're the alchemist. Right? You're putting all the ingredients that you want in your life into that pot. You're stirring it up, and you're creating your new reality by your vibration. All your thoughts are vibrations, okay? And you're focused, and you're determined, and you do not want people pulling you off your little mission here. They want to be distracted by the peanut gallery, the low vibration people there in those 3 cards. You're getting yourself out of that mess, Taurus. You're doing it. You're doing a good job. All right, Taurus, what's in your mind and psyche? Everything gets better after you get them out of your life. Everything gets better. You're doing a good job, Taurus. Middle card in your mind, we have Major Arcana, the Empress. Okay, so this is the most beautiful kind of love. That's what you're thinking of in your mind. You don't want that chick no more. All right? So she's, you know, she indicates a pregnancy, if you could be pregnant or know someone. But really, she's giving birth to all the creative ideas in the universe, right? She's birthing all those new things. And, you know, this is the perfect kind of love. And she's a beautiful homemaker, the most beautiful home, you know, with, you know, scenery, decorated, beautiful, good food cooking, fabulous people there with great conversation. This is calling in your soul tribe. This is being with like-minded people in the most beautiful place. And this is the most beautiful love. And that's what's dead center in your mind. You're thinking about the perfect love, not what you have experienced in the past. So hot, fiery, the Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups and the Empress. That's beautiful love. Those other three cards, the 9 and the 7 and the 3, that's the other end of the stick. And this is the other end. So it's contrast, the universe. I'm showing contrast today for everybody. It's contrast. This here is the opposite of this. You've experienced this. You're working hard to get that out of your life, Taurus. And you're doing this. You're creating. You're being the alchemist, the magician. You're doing it, Taurus. This is beautiful. All right, Taurus, card to the left is the 10 of Discs. This is Mercury in Virgo, 10 of Discs, wealth. All right, so the 10 indicates some timelines coming to an end in your life. Those 3 cards that I just held up, and we're not going to hold them up anymore. It's over. It's over. And you're going to get a bit of money coming in, but as you can see, some coins are not as shiny as the rest, so it'll be no more, no less. Exactly what you need. All right, Taurus. The final card in this section is Major Arcana. We have the Fool card. All right, so this is, you know, the 0. You're starting the new cycle, right? The next one is the Magus. So this is going perfectly. Your plan's going perfectly. All right, the 0. And then you become the Magus. This is the in-between time where you're choosing. This is in your mind. You're picking and choosing your reality, just like this card. Wow. You know, you're doing it by your vibration. You're picking which energetic path you want to go down, what you want in your new cycle, what you want in your new cycle. I love these. Look at these two, how they go together. And they're both the same thing. You know, you're being the alchemist. You're being the fool. All right? And you're not bringing any crap from the past back into this cycle. He just carries that little bag on the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, right? He's just got that little bag on a stick. So you're not taking the nonsense with you. Just taking a small amount. All right? That's your good experiences you're taking with you into the next cycle. All right? And you're creating it. This is amazing. So that's beautiful. All right, Taurus, what a great reading. Your karma and your destiny, middle card, Moon in Taurus, 6 of Discs, success. All right? So this is a 6, living in the middle of the tree of life, completely balanced, and you're heading for success. But, you know, look at these cards. Taurus, I can't hold them all up. All right, you're heading right for success, and you're doing it by you're the alchemist, you're the magician, you're doing it. Heading right for success, Taurus. Look at these. This is a mind blower. All right, Taurus. Card to the left, we have Major Arcana. We have the Fortune card, otherwise known as the Wheel of Fortune. All right, you've got all the good things going, all right? This wheel constantly turns. You're never stuck at the bottom. Keep your eyes on those stars, and you are climbing up that wheel. And this is good luck, good fortune, a big win. Anything can happen. Absolutely anything can happen. All right, Taurus. The final card in the outcome of this reading is Saturn in Pisces, 8 of Cups, indolence. All right, so this is about leaving everything behind that doesn't serve you. All right, I told you I wouldn't curl these up anymore, but you're going to leave all this behind. All right, anything that doesn't serve you, you leave it, whether it's a living spot, a relationship, a job, and, you know, items even. Get rid of things you don't need. Don't submit to any circumstances that are not in your best interest. If you're living in some shitty place and things aren't good, get out of it. It's time to walk away. This is the card of walking away, leaving things behind. All right, Taurus, that was a magnificent reading. Magnificent. I like to conclude with one animal spirit card, please, for Taurus. One card for Taurus. What does Taurus need to hear today? What does Taurus need to hear today? Okay, we got it. Koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. Spirit has a plan for you, Taurus. And that's perfect. We'll just read a bit about it here. Number 35. All right, here we go. Are you feeling uneasy and mistrustful of the world? Well, probably after those 3 cards. Yep. Have you been hiding in a safe spot, afraid to venture out because you're convinced that life and other people will disappoint you? Koala spirit has appeared to let you know that your faith is misplaced. The present safety you seek is already passing away, because all things are temporary and outer conditions are always changing. Find your safety by placing your faith and trust in Spirit, who will grow the abundance that is already yours. Koala Spirit reminds you that self-care is meant to replenish you so that you can venture out again in faith, trusting that there is no limit to the joy Spirit wants you to experience. Be good to yourself and reconnect with Spirit to reclaim your faith in things yet unseen. All right, Taurus, so you take good care of yourself. You got everything going for you. All right, Taurus, that was a fabulous reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I did, and I'll catch you next time.